Hi, instructors. Welcome to Altitude. My name is Desiree, and today I'll be showing you how to navigate Altitude's game platform so you can show your students what to do. Let's get started. All right, so to get started, this is the first page students will see when opening game.altitude.ai. They'll be either prompted to continue with Google or make an account. Today, I'll just walk you through the demo account. Perfect. Once the students are able to log in, this is the first screen they will see. This is the garage. Here, there's a couple different things that we will walk through. But before we start walking around, let me show you what is there to offer. You will see on the very top the name of where the student is. Since this place is called a garage, this is where the student will start. Next, you will see the day check-in. And as the student checks in multiple times in a week, their streak increases. Here, they will see their game coins, how many game coins they've earned as they've gone through challenges, pitches, competitions, etc. Here, they'll see their store XP. This is what they can use to buy things from the Altitude store. And here is how they can see their progress on their MVP. Currently, it's 0% as we're working through a demo. Some other features on the top. This is the garage map guide. It shows you all there is to offer in the garage. So if you're ever confused, this is where the students can go to see what they can find in the area that they're in. This is their profile. So this is where they can add in what language they want to see it in. We'll put it to English for today. The gender and the character of their boy, their skin tone, etc. Down here are guides in the bottom right corner about what to do in case they ever forget. To move around, the students have to use the up, down, left, and right arrows. To interact with something, they have to click the X button. And once they get close to something that they can interact with, this X button shows up on the top for them to see. Otherwise, pressing the X button will have no effect. Next, they can also opt in to hear music or not hear music. Up to them. All right. And on the bottom left corner, you will see all the 4 places that they can visit for now. And the top left, you will see the name of your character, the level that you're in, and what class and instructor and how many XP you've gained. Okay, now that we're done with what the dashboard looks like, we will move in to the arena. The garage has a lot to offer. We will start with this little icon, Alti. Once you get close to it and press X, Alti is an AI co-founder that the students can interact with. With Alti, they can practice their pitch, they can go to the founder lounge and interact with the founders that they've met, and then they can also ask Alti any questions to help them guide through the process of building a startup. Next, the garage has to offer the startup dashboard. Now, there's a couple of different things here that the students can see. First, they can see guided startup lessons. Once they click on this, they have 20 lessons to complete before they can move on to pitch mastery, then fundraising mastery, and growth and scaling. This is how they will grow in building their startup. The sessions guide you through an audio transcript of what to do and some activities below, and ideas and examples of how to implement those activities. These are guided sessions for students to learn how to build their startup step by step. And once you complete one session, the second session unlocks. As you complete sessions, students also earn XP. The Ikigai model is where students can learn what to build. Oftentimes, they have no idea what they can build or what they want to build. This is where they can start doing so. The Ikigai model allows them to enter what they love, what they're good at, what the world needs, and what they can be paid for. After entering all their passions, interests, and skills, they can begin their journey into what fields and interests they can potentially build in. This is where they can get a good idea of where to start if they don't have a startup idea just yet. After the Ikigai model, it will go into the workspace where they can actually workshop their idea and then their final ideas. Next is the pitch. Here, as you can see, I've inputted a sample pitch, where students can put in their project title, tagline, hook, and practice through their generated pitch on the right side. This is what this looks like. They can also upload or create a pitch deck, and the game platform will analyze the ratings. My uploaded pitch deck gives an overall rating of 65, clarity of 70, structure of 60, engagement 60, and impact 60. I can also open the PDF to see which one I uploaded, and I can test multiple times. Once I've completed the pitch, I can also go back to Alt-C and ask to practice my pitch with him. Next, the MVP button allows the students to draw their MVP. There's a couple different things here. They can either draw it, upload pictures that they've already generated, or ask AI to help them generate a potential MVP drawing. This allows them to visualize their product in real time and helps them build their pitch deck around it. Next is the prototype builder. Here is where the real magic happens. Students can actually build their prototype using our AI-generated assistant. Here you can prompt the assistant to help you build what you want to build. I have a sample prompt already generated and also a sample landing page on this right side. The students can also see their code and understand it and tweak it as much as they want. They can undo changes, keep changes, discard, save, and also edit it using the prompt generator here. They can also see their landing page in different styles: the iPad structure, iPhone structure, and computer structure. They can also export their landing page and download the HTML to see what it would look like on the web. Next, we have the interview analyzer. Here, students can take customer interviews, record, and see which ones they have planned and which ones they completed. As you can see through my sample interviews, I've completed, and my interviews with Fiona, Amila, Arpana, etc. are all ready. If I click on them, I can see the whole summary. I can see my overview, hypothesis, and the summary of the interview. I can also see the AI suggestion for the hypothesis, and if there was a recording for the chat, a playback. Those that have yet to be completed, such as my planned interview with Mohammed, I can see for what date I've planned them, the hypothesis, my summary, my AI suggestion, and playback once I complete it. To record a new interview, the students can click on New Interview and enter in who they're interviewing, when the chat is, if it's now, if it's completed, or if it's in the future, and what they want to learn from this chat. Then they can either record their interviews straight onto the game platform or upload a recording of an audio or video file. They can also enter a Zoom or Meet link and send it to AI to summarize their interview. And finally, we have the tech store. This is where students can use their XP to buy things such as the founder hoodie, the crew tee, the repeat tee, and etc. This motivates students to keep going and earning more XP as they get to unlock more and more prizes. Perfect. Let's move on to the next thing. Next, we have the startup roadmap. This is where students can complete each step of the roadmap to unlock the next one and earn coins along the way. As you can see, next steps don't get unlocked, such as step 4, until the step previous to it has been claimed and finished. Students can start off by just entering their project title, moving on to project tagline, doing their logo, etc., etc. This helps them move through each stage of what building a startup looks like. They can also do the same thing by opening their startup in the web app. Here, all of those steps are integrated all together, so they can either do them all here or take it step by step. Next, we have the pet. Altitude's character comes with an Altitude pet, and here, the more game coins you earn, the more Altitude pet designs you can unlock. You can also have the pet follow you or take a nap and leave him on the bed. There we go. And finally, this is where you enter and exit from. As you can see on the garage map, we talked to everyone. We looked at the startup roadmap, the desk computer, the pep bed, and Alti. Once we've completed all of these, students can move on to the next arena, which would be the startup city. Welcome to the startup city. The startup city has a few different things to offer to the students. As you can see, there's characters moving around and walking around the city. These are all characters that the students are able to talk to. As the student's character gets close to these NPCs, they can click on the X and talk to them. Every different character is a different profile with a different background and a different interest. So you can see here, Theo Martin is age 27, his role is molecular biologist, company Amgen, and location New Haven, Connecticut. I have not started a conversation with Theo yet, but I can either type him a message or record a message from this button. By sending a message to Theo, my conversation gets started, and then I can start asking him questions like, how do you build a startup? My conversation with Theo also gets saved in case I ever want to come back to it and use this wisdom once again. With so many different characters floating around, students have access to professionals from different industries, different backgrounds, and building different things. And the students can go next to the bit bar and click the X to access all of the conversations that they've had with different founders. Once they hover over these conversations, they can get a profile overview of who the founder is and what's the conversation that they had. This is where all their conversations get saved, so they don't have to go to each person individually and talk once again. They can also click on the profile and continue their conversation from before. Next is the Fountain Plaza. Here, students can see the ultimate startup checklist of all startup essentials. As you saw earlier in the garage, students had milestones to complete, such as project title, project tagline, startup logo, etc. By completing those, they earned game coins. Here is where they can access their game coins. Once they click on Open Tasks, they can see all the game coins that they've already claimed and those that have yet to be claimed. You can see that I've claimed my project title, project tagline, and startup logo game coins, and I've yet to claim the industry ones. By clicking on this, students can claim their game coins and it will get added to their total score. They can also start and click on this button, Open My Startup Web, to see all the steps that they've completed and all that they have yet to complete in their startup checklist. This is the same platform as the one you can access through the garage. Next, we will head out of the city to the Startup Hub. Welcome to the Startup Hub. Here you can see all the different things the Hub has to offer. You can also see that there's NPCs still floating around. These are characters that the users are able to talk to, connect with, same as how they did in the Startup City. As they get close to a character, they can press X, see their profile, see a chat going, and start a new one if they've not already talked to them. Same as the Startup City conversations. All of these conversations also get saved in the Startup City Hub, so students can access them later. Let's go into the MVP showcase. There we go. The MVP showcase allows users to see what other founders have built and understand it so they can see how to build their own product. Here's an example, Study Swap. Users can test it out. My first inputting their age, I'll put 13 to 15, and going through the Study Swap MVP to understand what Study Swap is, how it works, and how they can implement ideas into their own startup. Next is a Startup Hub. Clicking on this allows users to see their own startup. As you can see, My startup is an enterprise SaaS solution startup with 31 feedback reviews, 4.5 out of 5 rating, and it's Series A funded. They can see all the different aspects of their startup, what they need to improve on, and what they still need to do. They can also unlock their real headquarter deck. After publishing their startup page, this building will show them their preview, a thumbs up score, and the analytics of all the different parts of their startup. To get their real HQ deck, they first need to complete all of their tasks. These are the same tasks as before. As you can see, my user has already completed 4 of them, but has yet to complete the others. Once they complete all of these tasks, they can see their real deck online and get a rating of what they need to improve on and how they can improve on it. Next, we will go on to the MVP Builder. This is the MVP Builder. Here is the fun part. Students can actually see how real users would click through their idea by using this demo. They can either use the startup idea data that they've already saved or enter it manually themselves. For the purposes of this video, we will keep the manually saved data. So as you can see, the app name is Founder Forge K-12. I have a summary of what the app does. I'll write here who my target user is and who the user wants to play in the demo. Once I have all of that, I can click Next and see how real users will actually interact with my demo. This allows students to see what will happen in the real world once they go live and how they want to change it or tweak it around to fit with their idea and mission, vision, and values. Next, we want to go into the interview lounge. Here, the interview lounge matches founders with users for all sorts of 15-minute discovery interviews. So you can browse all of the products that are on here. There's none as of now. You can also see all the problems on here and create a new post. So describe a problem that you yourself want to hit, and founders building something similar to that problem nearby will offer to interview you. There's also the product information. By inputting product information, such as your own startup data, and then also the hypothesis that you hope to validate through your interview and who you want to interview, such as 18 to 24-year-olds, US university graduates, undergraduates, etc., questions that they want to ask, and when they're available, they can book interviews with nearby offers. They can also see their offers, their posts, and the offers that they've received. And that is all that is for the Startup Hub. Next, we'll go into the pitch arena. Here is the pitch arena. The pitch arena has a few different things to offer. As you walk around, you can see the scores. This is where all the pitches that the user has done, they can see their past runs, their scores for it, and a full AI judge feedback for the newest one at the top so they can see how they've improved and what they still need to improve on. Here is where the user can see their growth trends. This allows the students to see their competition scores over time, and it's the same as the arena history. As you can see, the student hasn't run any competitions just yet. To run a competition, they first need to submit a pitch at the podium to start building their growth trend. This is the podium. Over here, the students can also see who the weekly winners are. This allows the competitive spirit to keep building and allowing them to keep working towards a goal of getting first place. The top arena pitch per week is displayed here, and they can also watch the winning pitches where the browser URL is available. As you can see, Jameson Chow got a 70 on his pitch on April 13th to April 19th, and he did 2 pitches. By clicking on Watch Pitch, they can also see the pitch down here. The Arena Leadership Board shows the top 10 pitches from the Pitch Arena competition. As of now, there's no entries yet, but with more and more entries, this fills up and students can see where they rank in the top 10. And that is all there is to offer in the Pitch Arena deck. To return back to the city, you can just come back to the startup entrance, click X, and you'll be back to the city. An easier way to navigate can also be to click on these from the side. By clicking on the garage, I'm back to where I started. This is the startup city, startup hub, and Pitch Arena where we just came from. Now I'll walk you through what this bottom dashboard does. By clicking on the build, it allows you to access the startup roadmap once again. Clicking on Alti allows you to access practicing your pitch with Alti, the Founders Lounge, recapping all the interviews that you've had with the founders, and asking Alti any questions. The tasks allows you to see all the game coins you've collected and those you have to complete, and all the steps that you have yet to complete. These are all tasks that are strewn throughout the Garage, Startup City, and Startup Hub, but they're also accessible through this bottom dashboard that you will see remain still as you move through the different parts of the map. The world allows you to jump into smaller worlds and try mini games for bonus growth. The Spark game is centered around entrepreneurship, the Forge around product management, the Vault around financial management, and the Summit around strategy and growth. By clicking on these, students enter a new arena and they can, again, talk to NPCs and continue conversations. They can walk around and see all that there is to explore in this new arena. And they can access the game itself. The Idea Spark game allows them to see 18 founders one at a time, read their problem, and tap the best answer. They'll have limited time, and faster good answers score higher. As you can see, they'll get a prompted idea and 4 options to click on. As they click on the right or the wrong answers, they will get an explanation of why that doesn't work. And finally, they will see their score out of how many game coins that they've won and what to do next. They can also replay or go back. This is the Forge. Once again, the Forge allows students to talk to founders and people strewn all around and access the game itself. Here's an overview of how to play the game, and here's the game itself. All of these different games work the same. They enter a new playing field and allow the students to claim game coins and play the games and spark ideas and understand different aspects of what building a startup looks like. They also get to talk to different people in different playing fields. And that is all. Thank you so much for walking through the game platform. See you next time.